What's good, y'all? It's your boy Third Degree. We're back with more Ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? We are back. Hey, my fault for taking a week off. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on. It was birthday week, regulars losing, Thanksgiving, mom's birthday. Hey, but we right back in effect. So, as you can see, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to get into it. So let's kick it off. First off, shout out to all my Spotify family. We not even fans no more. We family because you guys keep holding me down year after year after year. 81 countries, 10,000 streams. Man, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. And I know I've been letting y'all down with new music, but new music is coming. We're going to talk a little bit about this, during the show. But hey, let's go ahead and kick it off. Sad news for the homie DJ Quick. His son was convicted of a 2022 unaliving. It's so sad to hear. I'm sending prayers out to everybody involved, and hopefully, they can work this out. Man, I'm praying for that young dude, All right, moving on. 16-year-old who claims she found a baby on the porch has now admitted the newborn was her own, saying she gave birth alone on Thanksgiving and panicked because she was afraid to tell her mother. So sad. Sending prayers out there. Moving on. Saying it's a new era. Louis Carr named as president of BT Network. It really don't mean nothing. You can have many presidents and CEOs, whatever, until he actually owns something. It's still owned by a white dude. So picture this: BET, Black Entertainment Television, still owned in the hands of Viacom. That needs to change. All right, moving on. But before we move on, they refuse to sell it to Tyler Perry. So what does that tell you, right? Hey, they can let you manage it, but they can't let you own it. It's sad, man. We'll talk about that later, too. Moving on. Jermaine Jackson, who hasn't been seen out in years, reveals plans for a French Riviera museum to share Michael Jackson's unseen art with the world. Prayers out to him. All right, moving on. But before I do, man, the internet is wild for this, man. Leave Jermaine Jackson alone. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, now we can move on. It's being said that Lawrence Fishburne slapped the living daylight out of Vanessa Bell Calloway during the Ike Turner, the Tina Turner What's Love Got to Do With It movie. You know what I'm saying? And that did look real because she flew. She flew a few feet. All right, moving on. It's being reported that alcohol use in the U.S. hits the lowest level in the 90 years as America cut back on drinking. That's crazy, right? Because a raccoon broke into a liquor store, got drunk, and passed out in the bathroom. Right? You can't make this up, man. It must be a California raccoon. These damn coons. All right, moving on. A family is fighting for answers after another black man was found hanging from a tree in Wisconsin. We need to talk about this on a future show. Moving on. Megan Thee Stallion's defamation case against Milagro, I don't even know how to say that, tossed out after judge rules Milagro is a media defendant and says Megan's team failed to properly notify her. Crazy, right? Whatever, moving on. Brian McKnight Jr. claims his brother that was passing away asked for their father, Brian McKnight Sr., to say I love you, and he allegedly refused. That just adds on to the scum that we already think Brian McKnight is, if this is true. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, moving on. It's been reported that Blackstreet and B2K signed a new label deal ahead of big R&B comebacks, man. Are you going to go see the tour? But, real quick, it's kind of crazy that they have Blackstreet without Teddy Riley. That just doesn't sound right to me, because he was the music. So I don't know how they're going to do this, but all right, moving on. Media mogul Byron Allen wins major settlement in $10 billion racial discrimination lawsuit against McDonald's. Man, I wonder what that was about, right? Moving on. Michael Jai White becomes first non-Asian to win Bruce Lee Award. Shout out to him. Moving on. Prada just purchased Versace in a deal worth $1.4 billion. Ooh, talking about taking out the comp, right? 50 knows a little something about that. Hey, but we'll talk about that a little later. Moving on. Sending prayers out to Elvin Campbell. He was a good Laker. I liked him when he played for us, so prayers out to his family. All right, moving on. Daz Dillinger accuses Snoop Dogg of stealing Death Row catalog as Snoop fires back. You know what I'm saying? This is getting crazy. I hope that they can work this out. I met Daz before, cool dude, seen Snoop. I met Corrupt, opened up for him. They just need to work this out, behind closed doors. We don't need to see this, you know what I'm saying? Still DPG for life. All right, we're moving on. iHeartRadio has banned its radio stations from playing AI-generated music and using AI-generated personalities as part of its guaranteed human program. Shout out to iHeart for that one. All right, moving on. Florida man arrested for pulling a gun on his barber for pushing his hairline back too far. But folks, you gotta understand, them hairlines, you know what I'm saying, they don't play about them, you know what I mean? But a whole gun though, bruh? Whatever, moving on. Yo, you can't make this up, right? A man's mistress climbs out of a 10th floor window and scales building like Spider-Woman after the wife shows up. Man, caught creeping, so she had to creep out. Man, you know what I'm saying? Luckily enough, somebody was able to open up the window for her so she can get in and get out, man. But talking about a close call, right? All right, moving on. Jada Pinkett Smith facing a $3 million lawsuit from Will Smith's former assistant. He sounds like a scorned lover, you know what I mean? Sound like a bitter person who couldn't get, you know, whatever it was he was looking for. It sounds like an extortion money scheme to me, you know what I mean? But prayers out to everybody involved in that one. Moving on. Can y'all come get Drake? Listen to his music so he can stop posing in these fruity ass poses and clothes, please. All right, moving on. Yo, I posted this on my threads and my IG. Folks on threads were getting at me hard. And you know what I got to say? Funk all y'all. I don't give a mother funk. It's the truth. Moving on. Teacher with 8-week-old baby pleads guilty to having relations with her student, which is age 15. You know what I'm saying? Freaky ass teachers these days, man. They some horny asses or something. Some of these teachers need to just stop and just become OnlyFans, whatever. I don't know, something. But stop messing with the kids. All right, moving on. Samsung surpasses Apple to become the biggest smartphone brand in the world. Well, duh. Moving on. Well, the moment y'all all been waiting for, man. 50 Cent is an executive producer of the new Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which was released on Netflix on December 2nd. And it has everybody up in uproar talking about it. And so we're going to talk about it tonight. But real quick, this has to be the most pettiest man alive, man. He said forget doing a diss song. He did a diss docuseries. You know what I'm saying? And look at this. Because of it, allegedly, 50 claims that Diddy had flowers sent to his club friends in Miami. And talking about Sean Combs, talking about he's that dude without saying he's that dude, we're going to talk about this, all right? That's all I got. Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.